This is going to be a pretty controversial review, if not overly divisive. What's going on, everyone? It is me, Josh, aka Feature Filmmaker doing A24's reviews, where we talk movies, TV, and music, and I am giving you guys my review of a movie that I didn't see last year, but was sent to me through digital by Kenneth Movie Corners, aka my friend Kenneth. Go check him out. And this is going to be my review of the A24 film, The Lighthouse. Real quick before I get into my thoughts on The Lighthouse, be sure to tell me what you guys think of this movie down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? This is one of those movies that is kind of polarizing, but let's get into my personal little thoughts in it. So The Lighthouse is the second attempt from directing from Robert Eggers, written by he and his brother Max Eggers, stars Willem, Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, and Valeriia Karaman. And two lighthouse keepers try to keep their sanity and stay sane while living on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s. When it comes to the film, when it comes to A24, I am a casual A24 fan. I've seen a couple of their movies, Barely Lethal, Room with Brie Larson, Hereditary. I'm in the minority, but I'm one of the few people who actually liked Midsommar. I thought that was a really good movie. And Uncut Gems was a very great movie from last year too. But when it came to The Lighthouse, I never saw it when it came out. I just thought it didn't look as interesting as some of the other movies that were coming out last year. But then I found out that it was directed by Robert Eggers, and his directorial debut back in 2016 with The Witch was a really great movie. I didn't like The Witch at first, but then I ended up really liking it. And I admit on camera that review that I did post back in 2016, that was just, I didn't really wasn't feeling honest when it came to the terms of The Witch. That was just a little test. But when it came to The Lighthouse, it was interesting, and so I did want to check it out. So I checked it out the day I did get this movie to me through digital, through my friend Kenneth. And okay, you're not gonna like hearing this, but I kinda liked and kind of didn't like it. But the best way to put this movie is that it is average. I just think this is an average movie. It's one of the more overhyped movies of last year. Just because this movie is overhyped, that doesn't make it bad. And just because I'm saying the movie is okay and not as good as everyone's saying it is, that doesn't make it a bad movie. It still makes it a good, decent enough film for a one-time watch. But the biggest problem that I did have watching The Lighthouse was that this movie just got way too weird. And I know what you're about to say, Joshua, you should be used to movies that gets weird. I am a guy who likes movies that goes out there and goes weird and goes to some pretty weird, crazy places. Doctor Strange was a very weird, mind-trippy MCU movie that on rewatch it just gets even weirder and weirder, and one of the more underrated movies in that entire series of films. But when it comes to The Lighthouse, there are so many parts in this movie, especially with the bird scene with the birds, and there's a certain scene with Robert Pattinson that I would say is not good to watch with your parents. Best to watch alone, or if you are older, it can go either way. But there is certain parts in this movie that just got way too weird in areas. I appreciate the weird imagery that Robert Eggers. I appreciate the fact that the story of these two lighthouse keepers trying to stay sane, because it's kind of reminiscent of the situation that we have going on right now, where we're all in the house and we're all trying to stay sane. But when it comes to most of that, I did feel like I did kind of wasted a little bit of my time here. And the movie's not very long either. It's only an hour and 49 minutes. It gets you straight in, gets you straight out. And I wasn't bored while watching the movie, but again, it got too weird in places for me as far as my taste. It didn't really hit that level of ground that The Witch did. And that is kind of sad when I have to say it, but it's true. But Robert Eggers' direction, I think, is nice. I do think the cinematography, the way that this movie is shot in the full screen aspect ratio is well shot, and I do give credit to where credit is due. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, they did give this a nomination for best cinematography. Why the Avengers Endgame didn't get any love at the Oscars this year, God only knows why. But anyways, the cinematography aspects, I do think cinematography is good. I do think the performances are strong, because this entire movie you are dealing with the two leads, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe, and Robert Pattinson has pretty much came out of his Twilight shell, because he hates the Twilight movies as much as anybody who hates Twilight movies. The Twilight films, again, as I said on my channel before, I say it again, they're not amazing movies, but I kind of still like them because they're stupid fun. It's kind of like you can pop them in and just have stupid fun. And they're way more tolerable than After and 50 Shades combined. But Robert Pattinson, he has grown to show that he is one of the best actors working. Even before Twilight, with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which was the first thing I recognized him in. And then, in this movie, he proves himself worthy again. He's great. I can't wait to see how he does as Batman as next year. I know some people are hesitant because, well, you got the Edward Cullen from Twilight. I'm not like that. I like to give every actor or actress a chance, even if they have done a series of bad movies. I'm waiting for Josephine Langford to do a good movie, but not in a good way. I am a hope. So, she does. But anyways, Robert Pattinson, he's really good as the main lead, and Willem Dafoe is one of the best actors ever. So, to see Willem Dafoe in this movie, playing a character like this, is fun. He's having fun with it, he is enjoying himself. And I've always liked Willem Dafoe ever since Spider-Man 2002, where he played the Green Goblin. And I gotta say, those two actors, they have good chemistry with each other while they're trying to stay sane in the Lighthouse. And I will say that the chick who plays the mermaid, Valeriia Karaman, she's a newcomer. I can't wait to see her in more stuff. And this is probably her first movie, and she was good here. She was good. So the acting is good. I will say that from an editing aspect and music aspect, that's all really well done too. And the sound mixing in this movie is really good here. It's just, and the ending is pretty fun. And I will say the ending is pretty heck of. This is like the biggest acid trip that you will ever take besides Doctor Strange. Or it's like if you took, and this is also kind of the thing where to say, don't do drugs, kids, because this is the kind of movie that can basically make you stone cold crazy. But I can't sit here and say that this is a bad movie. Again, the problem that this movie has for me is it goes way too weird in a lot of places. That's the problem when it does come to the Lighthouse. But I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the worst movie of the last decade. I'm not even gonna call it the most disappointing movie of the last decade. But as far as A24 films, this is one of their weaker films. Be sure in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think of the Lighthouse. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you somewhere in the middle? If you want to send money to my chime, DM me or email me privately, and I'll tell you how to do that. And if you want to send fan mail, you can do that as well. When it comes to the Lighthouse, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it like everyone else wanted to, and I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. But I'm not good. I can't sit here and say this is a bad movie because it's really not. There is a lot of good things in this movie. The actors are good. Cinematography is well done. I do think that Robert Eggers does a good job here. But the problem with this movie is that it got way too weird for me. And if a movie gets overly weird, I am gonna notice it. And usually it's not a problem for somebody who enjoys his movies that goes weird and out of control. Look at Doctor Strange. That movie did it without having to go old, but it also went overly weird too. But that was a superhero movie. And there are other scary movies and other movies that I do like where it goes weird. So I don't hate The Lighthouse. I just think it's a decent film for a one-time watch. Even though I do have this movie on digital, I kind of don't see myself owning this on DVD or Blu-ray. So with that being said, I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna give The Lighthouse. You can check this out on Netflix. It's best to stream it. You don't have to rush out and buy it unless you believe all the praise that it is getting. But yeah, I'll see you guys in this video. Comment down below and keep it cool.